environmental expert within RCRE. I will share with you today some insights regarding the work package 4.1. But at the beginning, I would like to invite our distinguished speakers. I will start with Dr. Sabine Saad. Dr. Sabine, I will share with you today some insights regarding Dr. Sabine, the PhD holder in the energy and sustainability. She is the director for the ecological transition department at ALMI. Dr. Sabine is responsible for a number of projects at ALMI specialized in sustainable energy action plan implementation and evaluation of energy policy, in addition to her experience in climate change, especially mitigation and adaptation. Also, we have engineer Kamal Lamiri. Engineer Kamal is an electrical engineer, and he's the director of the energy efficiency department at APRO, Algeria. Engineer Kamal has more than 19 years of experience in energy efficiency projects, the method of cooperation between the public and private sector, in addition, of course, to being specialized in management and energy auditing. Also, we have engineer Mohammed Muslah. Engineer Mohammed is a senior energy specialist. Engineer Mohammed is a senior energy specialist at the Energy Efficiency and Solar Thermal Energy Division at the Royal Scientific Society, National Energy Research Center. He has more than 10 years of experience in energy management projects. And at the end, we have also our dear colleague, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is environmental specialist at RCRE. So thank you all for choosing this session. I will try to be not boring, but I think that this session will be very attractive to you all. So, as you know that we are talking about the appliances scrapping, and the point is that as we are in meetMED project, we are focusing on shifting the communities to use more efficient equipment and appliances in their households and the residential sector. We also are focusing on the collateral activities that may accompany this transition. So one of the implications of shifting to more efficient equipment and appliances is, of course, the amount of the waste, electric waste and electronic waste that are generated. So from our perspective, any equipment, apparatus, or appliances that's plugged into the electricity, at the end of its lifetime, it's considered an electronic waste. So we have simple slides before starting the sharing some questions with our panelists. Okay, so the problem of the generated e-waste is not concerned with the developing countries only. It's also a big problem for the developed countries. In 2019, it was estimated there is around 53 million tons of electronic waste has been disposed without proper recycling or reuse. The percentage of the recycle of e-waste didn't exceed more than 17%. When we are focusing on the Arab region, we will see that since 2010 up to 2019, there were around 61% increase in the discharge or dispose of electronic waste from the households. Nevertheless, the amount of the recycled e-waste didn't exceed more than 0.1%. The problem is that this amount of e-waste that were not reused or being recycled we lost an investment opportunity from the recycling and of the existing resources with around $3 billion US. So in work package 4.1, we had developed 5 fact sheets for appliances scrapping. The fact sheets were concerned with Egypt, Lebanon, Jordan, Tunisia, and Morocco. The fact sheet had identified the current status of the policies, the legislations, the collection system, the infrastructure, and all of that. And I'm proud to have our distinguished speakers today to share with us some insights regarding the fact sheet. And I may start with Dr. Sabine, because we had knew that there are a lot of actions regarding the policies and the laws that had been adopted by the Lebanese government. And the last one was in 2019. So if you please share with us some insights regarding the policies and legislations by the Lebanese government.
Thank you. Of course, in addition to the existing environmental law in Lebanon, indeed in 2018 we had the law and the decree of 2019 that added the important role of the municipalities of the decentralization in waste management in general. And of course, focusing on the fundamental principles of hazardous waste management and categories of e-waste as a type of hazardous waste. So we can highlight here the important role of municipality as a main driver in raising awareness and collecting and collaborating with the different treatment entities, and the most important role in delivering environmental violation tickets also. So that's it in general for the regulations.
Yes, and for the laws and the legislation, there is also the regulations. And as far we had seen for Jordan that there were a rule for the regulation that had been adopted by Jordan, especially the Ministry of Environment and Ministry of Energy. So Engineer Mosleh, if you could share with us some information about the regulations.
Yes, sure. Good afternoon, everyone. I would start with thanking you, Dr. Ahmed, for the introduction, and of course for your great efforts and support finalizing the fact sheets. It's really appreciated. So going back to your question, I would say that in Jordan, around 8.7 million units of waste from electronic and electric equipment are generated each year. Therefore, the government has implemented several policies and regulations to ensure proper handling of these items. This, of course, includes supporting collection centers, recycling facilities, and other recycling initiatives that would lead and serve the electronic waste sector. Now, since 2017, the Ministry of Environment has issued 6 laws to promote these practices, with 4 focusing on general environmental protection and specifically 2 focusing on electronic waste management. These regulations help categorize waste and set standards for companies in the waste management sector and promote responsible scrapping practices. However, actually, there are areas where policies and regulations could be improved or enforced more effectively, such as implementing stricter enforcement and imposing penalties for illegal, I would say, illegal dumping and unregulated scrapping. In addition, to prevent the improper disposal of electronic waste in household system and sewage. Another key step is developing more comprehensive legislation, including codes and standards and guidelines that standardize the entire scrapping process, from collection to recycling and disposal. This ensures responsible practices and helps maintain a safe environment. And finally, we believe that the government should encourage manufacturers to use less toxic materials and adopt best practices in production to minimize environmental impact. Actually, these steps can lead to more sustainable approach to appliance scrapping and e-waste management in Jordan. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. But carrying from your words regarding the governmental activities and actions, and out of what we had seen in the fact sheet, especially for Algeria and Egypt, because of course the high population, we are talking about 100 and 110 million in the population, so there are a lot of challenges not only for the government, but also for the private sector for implementing such regulations. And here I could ask Engineer Kamal regarding the primary challenges that faced Algeria regarding the appliances scrapping and how they could be addressed effectively.
Merci, Dr. Ahmed. Donc, permettez-moi de vous répondre en français. Donc, je vous remercie pour cette invitation et de donner l'occasion pour intervenir dans ce sujet. Donc, je pense que les défis majeurs qui rencontrent le développement de ce type de projet qui est rigide, auquel les pays qui seront confrontés dans la mise au rebut des appareils électroménagers, c'est la réglementation. Parce que alors qu'il faut développer un cadre normatif et réglementaire, bien sûr, qui régit cette activité, afin de créer ce qu'on appelle un marché et par conséquent des entreprises de collecte et de traitement des déchets de ces appareils. Car avec cette réglementation, on peut bien encadrer cette activité de recyclage avec les différents partenaires. Cet défi consacré pour l'État et pour l'aspect pour le consommateur, il y a ce qu'on appelle le côté de propriétaire de l'équipement, c'est la sensibilisation et l'accompagnement des consommateurs envers de systèmes de processus de collecte et la mise en rebut de leurs appareils dans le réseau de recyclage. Donc il faut un renforcement de la sensibilisation afin d'encourager, bien sûr, de trouver des mécanismes d'encouragement et d'incitation pour le consommateur afin d'introduire leur équipement sur le réseau de recyclage. En troisième lieu, c'est le défi qui est pour les opérateurs économiques, c'est-à-dire c'est la promotion des investisseurs ou des entreprises de collecte et de recyclage des appareils électroménagers qui vont jouer un rôle très important et durable pour la gestion durable de ces appareils en fin de vie. Donc avec ces opérateurs et leurs implications peuvent justement réussir le projet de mise au rebut des équipements électroménagers qui se met sur le marché national. Donc je vous remercie. Donc, voilà juste les trois principaux défis pour chaque secteur et chaque partenaire dans le domaine.
Thank you, Engineer Kamal. And I will give a question to my colleague Muhammad Ali, and I'll go back directly to Dr. Sabine regarding the challenges for the engagement of the producer and the consumer in the countries. But Muhammad, during the development of the fact sheets, you had a psychological vision for another boundary regarding the proper collection and disposal of the household appliances. So would you please share with us what you had seen during the data collection?
Yes, I think when we do our qualitative analysis and research, we found that most of people don't know that it is a waste, and even that they treat it as something used or something old in the house. They didn't see the waste as an e-waste, or like we say, and a lot of awareness campaign ask people to get rid of their e-waste, but they don't treat it as an e-waste. And to do a qualitative analysis help you to know what is behind the scene with the consumer and why they keep their devices and appliances in the home and didn't get rid of it because the harmness of e-waste. So I think the qualitative analysis is the important like the quantitative one, and that's what we made in RICRI, that we focus also on the qualitative analysis, and we found that the more you use a device, the more you get connect emotionally with this device, and that lead to that you can't get rid from it with a very easy way.
Yes, and this is considered a barrier also, Dr. Sabine, in addition to the producer awareness and also the consumer awareness regarding the proper disposal and treatment, collection and the treatment of the e-waste.
Indeed. In fact, there is a big lack, a huge lack of awareness among producers and consumers regarding the polluting impact of such type of waste. So from the production to the end of life. So consumers, for example, who generates e-waste and appliances within, they generate those type of waste within the municipal solid waste bins. So they are not aware that those end up in the dump site and will come back to them in polluted soil and water and air. So they should be, of course, they should be aware, informed about the risks, about what is recyclable, about the procedure of returning the e-waste to retailers, about the location of collection centers, and all of that. I don't know if it's if I can show a small demo how in Lebanon Alme has gone among the aware people through the municipalities, to aware consumers about this type of collection of e-waste around them. I'm not sure if there's time to show this demo.
Yes.
In fact, it's a mobile application that was developed by Alme, dedicated to all consumers. If we can show it now.
Yes, sure. Actually, it's very additional for us, because when we are not only focusing in the project on the challenges and the barriers, but also we are reflecting that there is always a room for improvement, and there is action had been adopted by the countries for better collection. So sure, we have this application, and if you please could navigate with us during this small video. Asma, please.
In fact, in Lebanon, when we talk about challenges, we cannot end up in the session with all the challenges in waste. So as you see, Alme has developed this mobile application to consumers, to citizens, to the Lebanese citizens, where they can first create their account and then look around them on the Lebanese map within a certain distance from their home. What's available? What are the collectors, drop zones, door-to-door collectors, the entities that recycle all types of waste, and particularly e-waste. They can also precise, for example, the distance they want. For example, within 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers from their house, if there is any treater or collector. And then they can choose between among a list of if there are many options, they can choose one, and they can be directed directly to their or website or contact, WhatsApp or address, to contact them directly and for example, it's an example of a home in Zahle, and they can find many collectors of e-waste like EcoServe, like Arc-en-Ciel, like all those initiatives of waste collection and recycling in Lebanon.
Yeah, actually, it's a very good example for the stakeholder collaboration between the NGOs and the governorates, and how they could gather the actions and make use, of course, of the applications to increase the awareness and increase also the collection potentiality. And also with Engineer Kamal, we also had been informed that there is an initiative between the Ministry of Energy and APRO regarding the collection of the air conditioners, and of course air conditioners and the appliances regarding the rack industry has both implications not only on the energy efficiency but also on the climate change and the fugitive emission from the SFCs and HFCs. So Engineer Kamal, would you please also share with us this important initiative, because it's not from the NGOs but also from the government itself.
Oui, effectivement. Donc, avant de parler de cette initiative, donc il y a qui précède d'autres initiatives qui ont été créées, à savoir la création en 2002, c'est l'Agence nationale de déchets. Elle est sous la tutelle du ministère de l'Environnement et de l'Énergie renouvelable. Donc, elle est chargée dans leur mission de vulgariser les techniques et de trait de collecte, de transport et de traitement et valorisation et l'élimination des déchets, toutes sortes de déchets, et aussi d'assister les collectivités locales au secteur d'activité dans la gestion des déchets et de fournir également des données, des informations sur l'ensemble du processus de déchets. À titre d'exemple, pour les statistiques fournies par cette agence, que le ratio par catégorie de déchets d'équipements gros appareils électroménagers, il est inférieur de 0,1 équipements par habitant par an. Donc, ce chiffre est traduit de plus de 34 000 tonnes de déchets. C'est des statistiques de l'année 2019. D'autres initiatives, ce qu'on appelle le réseau de collecte des appareils électroménagers. Donc, il existe un réseau qui se fait par des commerçants, des réparateurs des appareils d'une manière non structurée, donc afin de le revendre justement sur le marché après leur réparation ou après la mise à la vente sous forme de déchets métalliques. Donc, en ce qui concerne de votre question sur la troisième initiative, donc, effectivement, donc, nous avons initié un projet au niveau de notre agence APRO sur le projet qui s'inscrit bien sûr dans le programme de la promotion des équipements performants, qui s'inscrit dans le cadre du programme national de maîtrise d'énergie et à la mise au rebut des anciens des climatiseurs énergivores par des fabricants. Donc, il y a une subvention, ce qu'on appelle des subventions de système de remboursement et des incitations financières pour les fabricants pour essayer de récupérer les climatiseurs énergivores. Donc, ce projet consiste, comme je viens de dire, de remplacer et mise au rebut des milliers de climatiseurs pour cette année, justement, sur l'ensemble du territoire national comme première opération. Et il y aura bien sûr à l'avenir d'autres pour augmenter la cadence de ce type de projet. Ce projet également a un impact non seulement sur l'économie ou l'économie d'énergie, bien sûr, il y a un impact sur l'écologie parce qu'on va restituer les HCFC, les fluides frigorigènes, les HCFC, à travers le système de débarrasser sur le marché national, à travers de ce système de collecte et de génération des anciens climatiseurs énergivores qui se mettent sur le marché national. Donc voilà quelques initiatives qui ont été mises en contexte national en Algérie. Je vous remercie.
Thank you, Dr. Samin, and of course, Engineer Kamal. And my question to Engineer Moslah, because we had seen two different initiatives between the governmental institutes and also cooperation with the NGOs and the local communities. But from the Jordanian perspective, do you think that public awareness and education campaigns could be leveraged to encourage consumers to participate in and being responsible for proper disposal and collection and treatment of e-waste?
Actually, indeed, both public awareness and educational campaigns are key to promoting responsible appliance recycling in Jordan. By implementing educational programs in schools, in community centers and workplaces, we can foster a culture of environmental responsibility from an early age. These programs can include workshops, seminars, and informational materials to teach proper recycling process. Also, I would say that the adoption of extended producer responsibility is crucial here, where this strategy makes producers responsible of the entire life cycle of their products, including recycling and final disposal. Awareness campaigns should emphasize EPR to ensure manufacturers take responsibility for their products post-consumer. Moreover, public campaigns can be used to reach consumers directly, gathering insights into their behavior and preferences regarding e-waste disposal. This helps policymakers understand what drives recycling and tailor strategy to encourage more participation. So overall, a combination of educational programs, APR enforcement, and public campaigns can significantly boost responsible appliance disposal and recycling in Jordan.
Thank you, Engineer Mohammed. And my question to my colleague, Engineer Ali, because you had shared, Engineer Moslah, 3 different procedures for increasing the awareness, one of which is the EPR, but I think in Egypt the EPR still requires much more actions and legislations to be implemented properly. But from your previous experience regarding the cooperation with the regarding the public awareness and the NGOs and local communities, could these awareness campaigns could be a drive for more e-waste collection and safe treatment and shifting from what we name it the linear economy to the circular economy?
I think it will help a lot. Like I said before, there is an emotional bond between the consumer and their devices. So we have to integrate and motivate another value to the consumer to get rid of their devices with a good way, like give it to a company or something like that. But something from one of the barriers that when they sold it to a company, they compare between the price that they bought the device and the price that the company offered. And that I bought it with like 4K, and you want to take it with 50 pounds, and say, yeah, they didn't want to sell it because of that. But when we integrate another value like donation, they give it to the charity with a very easy way, and we can deal with the charity and we can like make awareness to the charity, and the charity, by the way, make awareness to the people and the consumer, and we can like it is a source of income to the NGOs and the charity that can use it in another areas to development. So I think one of the main ways to overcome the collecting, also the collecting, because the charity and the NGOs have a lot of point in a lot of governorates like Egypt, and they use their volunteering team and the youth in the governorates to collect the waste from people, and there's another of income for them. So they helping also in the collecting and reduce the amount of and the supply chain barriers due to the magnificent area of Egypt and governorates areas.
So, yeah, I could summarize that we had seen now three different mechanisms for increasing the potential for collection and the proper treatment of e-waste. One of which is the local communities and the method of communication between the private sector and the local communities for the collection of waste, in addition to adoption of subsidies from the government to support collection and proper treatment of appliances, and of course the engagement between the public sector, the private sector, NGOs, regarding the increasing the awareness in different cities regarding proper collection and the implications and the environmental and social impact of improper collection of e-waste. I could open the floor to our attended participants if anyone would like to share a question or inquiry for our distinguished speakers. Perfect. On time. Yes, Mohammed.
Also, due to the slide, a lot of projects focus on the recycling and disposal and avoid forget the avoid and reimagine new ways to produce the electronic waste and the electronic devices and the appliances to be easier to recycle, and also when we dealing with charity and NGOs, sometimes we found that they take the used appliances and they give it to low-income people and low-income consumer, and that achieve the reuse and reducing the amount of appliances that we bought and the stock market, and that achieving the whole hierarchy of waste management, not only recycling and disposal.
Thank you, Muhammad, because during our consultation mission in Lebanon, Dr. Sabine, we had seen that there are also some initiatives regarding communication with the producer and how he could develop and manufacture the equipment itself or the appliances itself to be easier to be reused or recycled, so as to facilitate the treatment of the appliances after disposal.
Yes, actually, there were first steps for what we're talking about. It's for the EPRs in Lebanon. It was done the first step, and with the initiative of the UNDP in Lebanon to engage the producers and aware them about their important role while producing a product that will end up as a waste. Mm-hmm. So yes, indeed, there is this initiative started already in Lebanon, and there are also to further incentivize manufacturers under those EPRs strategy, government can maybe introduce tax incentives, as they said, for companies that adhere to eco-design principles, ensuring their products that are easier to recycle and have longer lifespan. And we can think about implementing a certification program that labels products based on their environmental impact, that can motivate manufacturers to improve product design to meet higher sustainability standards. And this can also make consumers more aware and likely to choose products that are better for the environment, thereby encouraging manufacturers to innovate in eco-friendly products.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. And I would like to extend my sincere gratitude for sharing such knowledge from our distinguished speakers, and I would like to invite also the attendees to visit meetMED project website, because the fact sheets will be uploaded by the end of this week. So if you please visit our website, have more insights regarding what had been included within the fact sheet, where at the end of this year a collective report would be developed and shared also regarding what are the opportunities and the challenges and the next steps in the 8 countries regarding e-waste management and treatment. At the end of this session, I would like to thank you all, and of course I would like to thank our dear participant to be with us, and see you all in the next session. Thank you. Would we please have a group photo? ايه؟ one more. قول يا حبيبي.
Test. C'est le go, ça?